are there pieces of market mechanics that actually work against conservation? For instance, I remember being stunned, I should have known this, but stunned in a conversation with an electricity distribution company when they told me that they still give volume discounts in distribution of electricity, which would seem to actually be a market force that works against investments in conservation. You talk a little bit, I'm happy to ask this question, Mr. Rice, Mr. David as well. Where are the market failings here?
So in simple terms, we have an element of harm that's not being priced. So when we burn fossil fuels, and it's not only the greenhouse gases we send up the stack, it's the localized pollutants as well. If you don't pay for that, you end up doing more of it than you otherwise would. So I think getting the price signals right is very fundamental. And that does mean putting a price on greenhouse gas emissions through a cap and trade mechanism. There are other ways to do that. And I think it's also getting at the sort of risk that the investor faces in going into becoming a solutions provider. These are big companies, and they've done very well jumping into this space. But I think we have to have an even broader set of players out there. We need to engage not only big companies, but small. We need every entrepreneur. And one of the great successes in America is kind of this solo garage-based inventor. And we need to have a signal to every one of those guys that there's a big payday coming if you can contribute to improved energy efficiency in one way or another, an alternative fuel, any part of this solution. And again, I think we're facing a world where the solutions are going to be coming from a lot of directions. We need scale and diversity of effort. And I do think that means, as the other panelists have mentioned, some government investment, particularly when the risks are big, or the payoff is far away, or there's a gap to commercialization. So I think targeted government money is critical. But I think that fundamentally, we should go back to Ed Markey's mother, who may be the hero of this hearing. But I think we've got to not only have business work smarter, I think we have to make policy work smarter. And that goes to, Congressman Murphy, your point. Every public utility commission in this country should be rewarding those that generate electricity, not just for the amount they generate, but for delivering services, providing heat, providing light, providing air conditioning. And if they can invest in the conservation, they should be rewarded for that, and not simply for how many electrons they pump out the door.